Every morning, millions of Americans start their day the exact same way. A quick stop at the corner gas station for that first essential cup of coffee. Many select black coffee, believing it's a healthy choice. But what if this trusted daily habit is built upon a foundation of deceit? What if that simple cup of sugar-free coffee is lying to you? This challenges our trust in everyday products. The promise of a clean, simple cup of black coffee may be a marketing illusion. For years I was one of those millions, never giving it a second thought. The answer, I would soon discover, was far more complex and concerning than I could have ever imagined. The modern gas station coffee machine caters to our demand for immediate gratification. With its inviting interface, it promises a cafe-quality experience without the wait. The automated buzz and hiss create an atmosphere of efficiency. You press a button, and in under a minute, you have what you asked for. This perceived honesty is the cornerstone of our trust. When we choose black coffee with no sugar added, we take the machine at its word. However, these machines often operate on a completely different principle. They run on pre-packaged powders and concentrated syrups, designed for consistency and flavor. This is done to maximize taste and encourage repeat business, not necessarily to align with the labels. What I found was startling. Some models preload sugar into almost every recipe. I was struggling with fatigue and mental fog. I'd start clear but crash by 10 a.m. feeling foggy by noon. I tried everything but nothing helped. Then, I monitored my blood sugar. I saw a spike every morning after coffee. It was always the same black coffee from a gas station. How could black coffee cause such a spike? I ran an experiment. Homebrewed coffee, no spike. Gas station coffee, spike. It was undeniable. I had to find out why. That initial discovery was a moment of profound clarity. It was the kind of revelation that changes your perspective entirely. Suddenly, my months of fatigue and brain fog made sense. It wasn't a personal failing, it was a physiological response to an invisible ingredient. The feeling of vindication was quickly replaced by a sense of unease and a burning question. If this was happening to me, how many other people was it happening to? How many millions of people were starting their day with a hidden dose of sugar, completely unaware that their healthy choice was secretly sabotaging their energy, their focus, and their long-term health? The thought was deeply troubling. This realization ignited a mission. It was no longer just about my own health, it became about uncovering a widespread deception that affects countless individuals who are simply trying to make good choices. I decided to stop guessing and start testing systematically. This wasn't going to be a one-off experiment. I needed data. I needed proof. I needed to understand the scale of the problem. My personal investigation expanded into a full-blown project. I committed to visiting as many different gas station chains as I could, testing a variety of drinks that were explicitly marketed as having no sugar. The plan was simple but rigorous. Over a period of several weeks, I would visit a new gas station each day. I would order a drink that, according to its name, should be free of sugar, a black coffee, a sugar-free mocha, or a no-sugar-added latte. At each stop, I would take a few sips of the beverage and then meticulously track my blood sugar response at regular intervals. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 60 minutes after consumption. I documented everything: the name of the gas station, the specific drink ordered, and the precise glucose readings from my monitor. I wanted to build a body of evidence that was impossible to ignore. Today we are going to walk through that evidence together. We will uncover what is really inside that morning cup of coffee. We will look at the data, explore the reasons behind this practice, and expose the hidden truth that the beverage industry might not want you to know. Breakfast is the most important meal, but what about that first sip? We often overlook the impact of that initial taste. That first liquid sends a powerful signal to our metabolic system, telling it to wake up. The moment that first sip hits your tongue, a complex cascade of biological responses is initiated. If that first sip is clean, unsweetened, and pure, like water or true black coffee, the signal it sends is gentle. However, if that first sip is secretly loaded with sugar, the message is entirely different. This one deceptive sip can hijack your metabolic processes before your day has even truly begun. Your first drink sets off a domino effect. That dictates your energy curve. When your first sip is full of sugar, the rapid insulin spike can cause your blood glucose to drop just as quickly as it rose, leading to a sugar crash. This is why you might find yourself crashing hard by 10 a.m., weak and unable to concentrate. Your body is screaming for another hit of sugar. You are simply reacting to the biochemical roller coaster. This pattern impacts your energy, productivity, mood, and well-being. That hidden sugar bomb sets you up for a day of struggle and fatigue. For a long time, I lived this reality without understanding its source. I have been there, caught in that confusing and frustrating cycle of morning energy followed by a debilitating midday slump. I would sit at my desk, staring at my computer screen, feeling as though my brain was wrapped in cotton. The motivation that I had felt just a couple of hours earlier would be completely gone, replaced by a heavy lethargic fog that made even simple tasks feel monumental. I was convinced that there was something wrong with me, that I was somehow failing to manage the normal pressures of daily life. The experience was not just physically draining, it was emotionally taxing. I, like so many others, chalked it up to a long list of plausible culprits. On busy weeks, I blamed stress. On nights when I didn't sleep a full 8 hours, I blamed fatigue. As the years went on, I even started to blame aging, resigning myself to the idea that this decline was just natural and unavoidable. These explanations all seemed reasonable, and they placed the responsibility squarely on my own shoulders. This is one of the most insidious aspects of the hidden sugar problem. Its symptoms are so easily mistaken for the stresses and strains of modern life. We are conditioned to blame our lifestyle, our work habits, or our age for feelings of fatigue and brain fog. We rarely think to question the fundamental inputs we give our bodies, especially something as seemingly harmless as a cup of black coffee. The coffee is meant to be the solution to our tiredness, not the cause. This misattribution prevents us from ever identifying the real problem, trapping us in a cycle of self-blame and ineffective solutions. It was only through systematic, objective testing that the truth finally became clear. It wasn't my stress levels. It wasn't my sleep patterns. It wasn't the inevitable march of time. It turns out, it was my morning coffee. That daily ritual, the one I believed was helping me power through my day, was the very thing sabotaging it from the start. Realizing this was both a shock and an immense relief. It was the key that unlocked months of confusion and frustration, revealing that the power to reclaim my energy and focus was not in working less or sleeping more, but in changing what was in my cup. Gas station coffee machines are designed to be user-friendly. The vibrant touchscreen displays appealing options. You choose the type of drink and size, building trust in the machine. We trust these interfaces, but these machines don't brew coffee like your home pot. They assemble drinks from pre-made components. The buttons trigger pre-programmed recipes. It's a vending machine, a closed system with hidden ingredients. The trust in that glowing screen is often misplaced. These machines use the powder principle. To ensure consistency across locations, automated dispensers use powdered and concentrated liquid ingredients. It's less like a coffee shop, more like a beverage science lab. Inside, you'll find hoppers filled with instant coffee, milk, cocoa, and flavor mixes. This reliance on powders is key to the machine's efficiency. There is often a base powder for the coffee itself, whitener, and other specialty drinks. Mocha comes from cocoa-flavored powder. French vanilla or caramel latte options are not sugar-free. These recipes are designed for taste. These machines are built for flavor, not transparency. It's a carefully engineered concoction designed for mass appeal. To understand the problem, we need to deconstruct how these recipes work. When you press a button, you are initiating a sequence. Many assume cappuccino is just espresso and steamed milk, and therefore unsweetened. But the machine activates augers for different powders. The milk powder is often pre-sweetened. Specification sheets reveal a substantial amount of sugar, often corn syrup solids. A single serving can contain 5 to 10 grams of sugar before anything else is added. The sugar is a core component of the base recipe. Even flavored black coffee can be deceptive, with flavoring powders built on sugar. Before you add sugar, your drink could easily contain 10 to 25 grams of sugar. It was built in from the very beginning. No sugar added seems straightforward, but in food labeling, it has a narrow legal meaning. It means no sugar was added. If base ingredients naturally contain sugar, the final product can still be high in sugar. This allows companies to mislead without technically lying. They rely on our trust and that we won't know the details of food labeling laws. Your no sugar added request becomes almost meaningless. A mystifying blood sugar spike sparked an investigation. I had to know if it was isolated or systemic across gas stations. Moving beyond personal experience, I began structured testing. My mission? Test these machines myself. I became a secret shopper, hunting for hidden sugars. The goal? Collect data to empower consumers. I needed a consistent methodology. I visited various gas stations, testing drinks marketed as sugar-free. I didn't know what I'd find. Armed with my glucose monitor, the experiment began. The protocol had to be strict. Over 2 weeks I visited 7 gas stations, mixing major chains and regional operators. Each morning began the same way. I confirmed my fasting blood glucose was normal, and consumed nothing before the test. At each gas station I ordered a supposedly unsweetened specialty coffee. I took 1 sip and started the clock. The rest was set aside. Using a continuous glucose monitor, I tracked my blood sugar response. I recorded the peak level and readings at key intervals. I documented every detail. This created a detailed log. With each test, the evidence mounted, painting an alarming picture. The patterns emerged, not in the consumer's favor. My 2-week experiment revealed shocking findings. It was a metabolic trap for unsuspecting consumers. I visited a gas station and ordered a sugar-free mocha. My glucose was a healthy 87. 30 minutes later, it skyrocketed to 134, a 47-point spike from a sugar-free drink. This wasn't isolated. The sugar-free promise was a fiction. Such spikes are dangerous for diabetics. Daily metabolic stress can lead to insulin resistance and long-term disease. Hidden sweeteners and deceptive labeling are to blame. The problem is systemic. Gas station coffee is a Trojan horse, delivering sugar under a harmless guise. The most disturbing discovery came from plain black coffee. I thought it had to be safe. It should only contain coffee and water. But data proved even this isn't always safe. The results were unsettling. At 2 different gas stations, black coffee caused a noticeable blood sugar response. It wasn't as dramatic as the mocha, but significant. Something else was clearly in that cup. The machine's plumbing can become cross-contaminated, or the machine is programmed to add sweeteners. This is the ultimate deception. The machine decides what goes in your cup, not you. You can't trust the name or the simplicity of your order. The system has invisible ingredients, and you pay the price. How did sugar become a hidden staple in nearly every convenience coffee, even those labeled unsweetened? The answer is simple: profit. Powdered mixes are cheap, long-lasting, and maximize margins, unlike fresh ingredients. But these powders taste bland or bitter, so sugar is added to mask flaws and boost appeal. Sweetness isn't an accident, it's a calculated business move to keep customers coming back. Machines and mixes are designed for satisfaction, not health. The hidden sugar is a deliberate feature, not a mistake. It's a recipe for deception, all in the name of the bottom line. There's science behind the sweetness. These drinks are engineered to be addictive. Sugar and caffeine together trigger a dopamine rush, making you crave that next cup. This habit loop is no accident. It's designed to keep you coming back. The crash after the sugar high makes you want another fix, fueling a cycle. Companies know a product that creates its own demand is a gold mine. The sweetness isn't just flavor, it's the hook. That's the point, to make you want more. Why isn't the sugar content obvious? Because labeling laws allow companies to hide it. Ingredient lists use vague terms like mocha blend or dairy base. Trade secrets, not transparency. Nutritional info is rarely shown at the machine. You'd have to dig deep to find the truth. The no sugar added loophole means sugar in the mix doesn't count as added at the store. You think you're choosing sugar-free, but you're not. This system keeps consumers in the dark while companies profit. The real cost is your health. A sugar spike isn't just about calories, it's a shock to your system. Your body scrambles to handle the glucose surge, flooding itself with insulin. Repeated spikes strain your pancreas and lead to insulin resistance. This cycle makes your body store more fat and crave more sugar. You feel tired, gain weight, and blame yourself, never suspecting your coffee. The damage builds quietly, day after day. It's not just a drink, it's a metabolic stress test. Maybe it's not your fault. It's the coffee you trust every morning. Hidden sugar drives insulin resistance, the gateway to diabetes and more. The process is silent. You feel tired, gain weight, and don't know why. Years pass before symptoms become obvious. The system is rigged, making you think it's your failure. In reality, you're a victim of corporate deception. The real danger is how quietly it all happens. The risks go beyond diabetes. Hidden sugar fuels chronic inflammation. High blood sugar triggers a constant, low-level immune response. This inflammation causes brain fog, joint pain, poor sleep, and fatigue. It's linked to heart disease, cancer, and even Alzheimer's. One innocent cup can stoke this hidden fire every day. The real threat is the slow, silent damage over years. If only you knew what was really in your cup. The sugar in your gas station coffee is a master of disguise. To find it, you have to learn its many aliases and where it conceals itself. Let's start with the whitener or milk powder. A single serving can contain up to 6 grams of sugar, often listed as corn syrup solids or glucose syrup. Another frequent ingredient is maltodextrin. Next, consider the flavored syrups and powders. A single pump of flavored syrup can easily contain between 12 and 18 grams of sugar. Mocha blend can hit 14 grams of sugar on its own. Then, you have to consider the cumulative effect. Suddenly, your no-sugar added drink has 21 grams of sugar. You can easily create a sugar bomb. Section 2. The healthy illusions. Drinks that seem safe. Beyond lattes and mochas, sugar hides in seemingly healthier drinks. Marketing preys on health assumptions, creating an illusion of safety. Look past the name and consider how it's made. A chai latte, often made from sugary powders, sounds healthy but isn't. Even no added sugar can be deceptive. The ingredients may still be pre-sweetened. Pressing anything but plain coffee triggers a preset sugary recipe. The sugar is already there, added long before you choose. What can you do about the hidden sugars in gas station coffee? Stick to the basics. Plain black coffee or espresso are safer bets. Or bring your own instant coffee or tea. Be skeptical of complex names. Avoid lattes, mochas, cappuccinos, or flavored coffees. Ask the staff about ingredients. The best way to guarantee sugar-free coffee is to make it yourself. Brew coffee at home and carry it in a thermos for peace of mind. Become your own health detective by listening to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after consuming something new. Notice any energy crashes, brain fog, or cravings. Consider checking your blood sugar occasionally to run simple experiments. Become a critical reader of labels. Take a picture of ingredient lists and look them up later. This puts you back in control, transforming you into an informed investigator. Demand transparency and send a message to corporations that you are paying attention. Reclaim your right to know what you are putting into your body. Take back control, one conscious decision at a time. The purpose of this journey has not been to instill fear or to create anxiety around a simple daily pleasure like coffee. This is not about making you afraid of every gas station you pass or demonizing an entire industry. Instead, the goal is the exact opposite. This is about empowerment. It is about providing you with the knowledge that leads to genuine freedom. The freedom to truly understand what you are putting into your body. The freedom to make conscious, informed decisions that align with your health goals. And the freedom to protect your energy and well-being from the silent sabotage that has become so commonplace in our modern food environment. True freedom, in this context, is the ability to see through the marketing and the convenient illusions. It is the power to recognize the difference between a promise on a screen and the reality in the cup. For too long, many of us have been operating under a false sense of security, trusting that labels like sugar-free or black coffee mean what they say. Uncovering this hidden truth doesn't trap you. It liberates you from a system that has been quietly influencing your health without your consent. It replaces passive consumption with active awareness, turning you from a victim of circumstance into the architect of your own wellness. This newfound awareness allows you to protect the most valuable assets you have, your energy and your long-term health. Think of all the mornings spent in a state of inexplicable brain fog, or the afternoons lost to a sudden crushing fatigue. By understanding the source of these issues, you gain the ability to prevent them. You can finally stop the cycle of metabolic disruption, the endless spikes and crashes that have been dictating your days. This is not about restriction. It is about reclaiming the vibrant, stable energy that is rightfully yours, allowing you to be more present, productive, and in control of your life. Ultimately, this is about ending the silent sabotage. The hidden sugars in these beverages have been undermining your best efforts to be healthy. You may have been eating well, exercising, and trying to get enough sleep, all while this one seemingly innocent habit was working against you. Knowing the truth gives you the power to close that loophole. It allows you to align your actions with your intentions fully. This knowledge is not a burden, it is a tool. It is the key to breaking free from the invisible chains of a deceptive system and finally taking complete and total ownership of your health journey. Now that you are armed with this information, the journey does not end with you. The power of this knowledge grows exponentially when it is shared. Think about your friends, your family members, and your colleagues who follow the same morning ritual. How many of them stop for a quick gas station coffee on their way to work, believing they are making a harmless choice? How many of them complain about being tired all the time, struggling with focus, or finding it impossible to lose weight? They may be caught in the exact same trap you just learned about, and you now hold the information that could help them. I urge you to become a messenger for this truth. You don't need to be an expert or a scientist. Simply start a conversation. The next time a friend mentions their mid-morning crash, gently ask them about their coffee habit. Ask the simple question, have you ever considered what might be in that sugar-free latte? Share your own experience or the findings we have discussed today. By planting a small seed of curiosity, you can empower someone else to start their own journey of discovery. This is how real change begins, not from a top-down mandate, but from a grassroots movement of informed individuals sharing what they know. Think of the collective impact we can have. If enough of us start asking questions, demanding transparency, and choosing to vote with our wallets, companies will be forced to listen. When attendants are repeatedly asked about pre-sweetened powders, that feedback makes its way up the corporate ladder. When sales of high-sugar specialty drinks decline because consumers are more educated, business models will have to adapt. Your individual choice, when multiplied by thousands of others, creates a powerful economic incentive for companies to offer genuinely healthier options and to be more honest in their marketing. You are not just a consumer, you are an advocate. So I ask you to do more than just change your own habits. Tell a friend, forward this information, post about it on your social media, discuss it with your family. Every person you inform is another person who can break free from the cycle of deception and take back control of their health. This is not about creating panic, it is about fostering a community of awareness. Together we can pull back the curtain on the sweet lies that have become so deeply embedded in our daily lives and demand a higher standard of truth and transparency for everyone. The health of our community depends on it. As we conclude, I want to leave you with one final, empowering thought. The next time you walk into a gas station or stand before one of those gleaming automated machines, you will see it with new eyes. You will no longer see just a menu of convenient options. You will see a series of questions. You will understand the hidden mechanics, the powdered ingredients, and the semantic games being played. You are no longer an unwitting participant in a deceptive system. You are an informed individual, equipped with the knowledge to navigate it safely and consciously. Your perspective has been permanently changed, and that is an incredible advantage. The power now rests entirely with you. Every sip you take from this day forward is a choice. It is a choice between blind trust and informed skepticism. It is a choice between convenience at a hidden cost and the mindful protection of your body. It is a choice between being a passive recipient of a pre-programmed recipe and being the active guardian of your own metabolic health. This is the ultimate freedom, the ability to pause, to question, and to make a decision that truly serves you, based not on marketing, but on a deep understanding of the truth. This investigation into gas station coffee is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Hidden sugars and deceptive marketing are pervasive in our food supply, lurking in everything from healthy breakfast bars and fruit yogurts to salad dressings and pasta sauces. This is why it is so crucial to remain vigilant and curious. Always question the claims made on the front of the package and take the time to understand the ingredients on the back. Your health is a continuous journey of learning and adaptation, and staying curious is your most powerful tool for navigating it successfully. So as you go about your day, carry this knowledge with you. Let it guide your choices, not from a place of fear, but from a place of strength and self-respect. You deserve to know what you are consuming. You deserve to feel your best. You deserve to have stable, lasting energy throughout your day. The next sip you take is more than just a drink. It is a declaration of your commitment to your own well-being. Stay sharp, stay strong, and above all, stay curious, because the truth is out there, and it is your right to know.